Lena felt her pulse beating in her temples. Calm, she urged herself, but she was anything but calm. How could Malachi Berger do this to her? How could he do this to Emmett? There must be some mistake. Malachi had left the house in trust to Emmett, with Lena and Eli administering that trust until the boy turned 18. Was it even legal for him to change his mind after signing the contract? She needed to ask Kieran Devlin. He was the town solicitor, late 50s, good at his job, and someone who told the truth with no frills. Or perhaps she would go to the hardware store to show the letter to her sister Emily, who knew the truth about Emmett's parentage and was always the voice of reason. No, stop. It would be better if she talked to Eli first. Her husband had gone to Cork, where there was a meeting at the South Infirmary of all rural doctors about TB vaccination services. The disease was still a problem in rural Ireland, even in 1966, but she'd wait and talk to him about it tonight. He would know what to do, and he would keep her calm. Eli had a way of soothing people, helping them through the hardest times of their lives. She would need every ounce of his skill now. Mrs. Shanahan, their housekeeper, would be in a while. She'd be grumbling about the school holidays because the children would be constantly under her feet, even though Lena knew the old woman loved all the Kogans, especially chubby little Padraig. She looked quickly around the room, then folded the letter, replaced it in its thick, luxurious envelope and stuck it out of sight behind the big wooden clock on the mantelpiece. It could stay put until Eli got home, the awful poisonous thing. She imagined it pulsating there in the dark, its hateful contents dragging up memories so painful that she'd suppressed them for years now. How August Berger had lied to Malachi, telling him that Lena was a girl of loose morals who'd offered herself to all the local men, and how Malachi had foolishly believed his father and abandoned her. He never even had a conversation with her to end the relationship. So it was a terrified, lonely, lost Lena who took a boat to Wales to have her baby away from prying eyes. She was forced by an intolerant society to give Emmett up for adoption, until Eli Kogan saved her by marrying her and adopting Emmett, treating the little boy as his own. Before turning away from the mantelpiece, Lena caught a glimpse of her face in the large gilt-framed oval mirror that hung over the fireplace, and paused to gaze at it. She wondered if she looked so much different to the starry-eyed girl of 17 who came to this house, thrilled to have caught the admiring eye of the local gentry. Malachi Berger had asked her to dance at the Lilac Ballroom in Inniskeen, and she'd felt like all her birthdays had come together. If only that wide-eyed girl had known then what lay in store. Running around after 3 little ones had kept her trim, and her brown eyes remained unchanged. Her hair was still dark, but she wore it back in a sedate bun most days now, having decided that her signature Audrey Hepburn high ponytail was too young and flighty for a respectable doctor's wife and mother of 3. Was there a silver thread to be seen? She turned her head slightly. Eli had claimed she was imagining things when she asked him that question as she'd brushed her hair before bed a few nights ago, but she still wasn't sure. That was the trouble with being so dark-haired. The greys were more obvious. She remembered her daddy having grey temples in his 30s, so it ran in the family. Paudie O'Sullivan. She felt that old familiar pang of longing. He wouldn't even be old now if he'd lived, still a middle-aged man, fit and strong, caring for his family, playing with his grandchildren. But he wasn't here, and never would be again. More work of that murderer Philippe Decker and his employer August Berger. Like a tongue pushing a sore tooth, she felt the wave of grief. Her father was gone for so long now, but some days it felt like yesterday. Her eyes dropped once more to where the letter was tucked out of sight behind the clock. Malachi giving Emmett this house had enabled her some peace. It would never make up for her father's murder, but it was kind of a symbol of moving on. On the front lawn, outside the long windows of the library, Katie and the children were playing with a ball, and their laughter filled the air. This magnificent manor was Emmett's birthright. He and his sister and brother saw it as their home, and they loved it. Was their peaceful, happy life about to implode?